The only way it can be brought up is if you bring it up, because I'm not gonna bring it up.
The fact that I cheated on you.
Yes. That.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
How do you feel?
I feel so much better.
Okay.
My feet were hurting tap dancing for so long around that point.
For the most part, things are good, right? For the most part. But he did something, and as a result,
I'm feeling a little off kilter, if you will.
Can we get into details?
He had what I consider to be inappropriate conversations with someone via text or email or whatever it was.
What kind of person are we talking about?
It's a woman. It's a
woman.
female.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a female. I was thinking that they were making plans to be together.
To do it, like they're having an affair.
To bang, yes, to bang.
Got it.
For lack of a better word.
Got it.
And so it's not something that's gonna be like, okay, you apologized and now that's it, everything is good.
Right. So first of all, Deshawn, how are you feeling listening?
You know, I'm disappointed in myself, but it was a little bit taken out of context. This person and I had not had the best relationship, and we started to communicate in a different way than we had been in previous years. It was just, you know, along the lines of, you know, I've changed and you know, would love to see you now in this changed state. And, you know, I had no real intention of following up. I was just being, you know, agreeable or whatever. There's no excuse. It was wrong. But if, you know, if something had happened, then I could see her reaction that way. And my reaction to her reaction is, well, nothing happened. So
Because I caught it. And that's what I feel.
All right. So that being said, nothing did happen. So
Because I
the
caught
fact
it.
nothing happened.
You know, the question of what happened, did something happen? I mean, that's always a complicated question. But for whatever reason, you did something that you regret, that hurt Elaine.
Yes.
So something happened that you
Yes.
feel bad about.
Yeah.
And we know that that is a place that is super difficult for you, Deshawn. It's very important for you to please people, to make people happy, for people to think well of you.
It's very true.
But for repair to happen, you got to be willing to sit in that place for a little bit.
Sometimes his impatience makes me feel like he doesn't want to do the work that is necessary to move through the thing.
It feels like we're going to constantly relive that moment. And the way my brain processes that is, well, shit, if I'm going to get this shit, you know, then, you know, let's make it real. I should have done something to warrant that. That takes me to a different place that I don't like to be in.
Can I just follow you there? What are you thinking of?
I don't know. It just feels angry to me. It feels like, you know, it would put me in an angry space.
And what about that?
Are you familiar with like the Incredible Hulk? You know, you remember?
For my children, yes.
You know, he's like this mild-mannered like guy, and he minds his business, and then someone comes and messes with him, and he once the Hulk is out, carnage.
So like a part of yourself that was kept very repressed shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like the Hulk.
We've kind of done everything to each other or experienced everything in a marriage or a relationship that you could to try and break it up. And we are still here.
Okay.
I feel like we're at a place where we're kind of done doing all of those things.
But all of those things,
Like all the things we could do to somehow
test.
test. Yes, that's the perfect word, to test. So we're here, but we did all that testing. So there's a lot of like
scar tissue.
so much scar tissue.
Yeah.
I mean, we can.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
No, I'm just feeling so nervous. I just feel a little nervous.
Nervous sitting here?
Yeah.
But maybe say more specifically nervous about.
I think you're afraid of me, A. And B, I think what you were just about to say.
I think I'm afraid of. I think I get scared by what the truth might
B.
be and cause to happen. You know, like like the fall,
Consequences.
the consequence.
How do you mean that?
Both of us have had infidelities, and I think there's a lot of like anger still.
Yeah.
Say more about that.
I think I'm waiting for Josh to openly discuss the pain, whatever emotions he has around it for himself.
I think I have felt like, okay, well, now that stuff is in our past, so we're not supposed to talk about it anymore. And so I think that's...
Because?
You know, honestly, I think it's my worry about getting her upset.
I don't like that answer.
I don't know.
So there's like a cover-up operation going on.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, then I'm like, well, yeah, I want to say the thing that's going to make her feel better.
Right.
Is it the truth? I don't know if it's the truth. Maybe
Right,
it
it
is.
becomes then
But it's-
difficult
but
to
if
know
that-
what's
if
going
it's going to
on,
make
yeah.
her feel better, then maybe I should just say that thing.
No, I don't want to do this
Right.
anymore.
Right.
I don't want to make him feel like he's being masked or
Right.
like he can't speak his truth.
Right.
I would like to know finally how angry he is. But there's also a part of me that worries if he actually allows himself to say what he really thinks, that it might be something that would make him actually really look and realize that he doesn't want to be married to me. I just want to heal this. I just want to heal this.
What?
Nothing.
What's that sigh mean?
I just,
What is the problem right now?
I don't know what to say right now.
Are you thinking about the other thing that was whirling around that summer?
Yes, and I don't, yes. And like, I don't know, because it's like a humongous thing, right? And like, because I don't know, okay. Let me restart. Okay. I'm a little flustered.
Yes.
So, everything was good. And then everything went really bad.
What happened?
We both did really shitty things to each other. Like,
What did you do?
Kristi, because the only way it can be brought up is if you bring it up, because I'm not gonna bring it up.
The fact that I cheated on you.
Yes. That.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you feel?
I feel so much better. My feet were hurting tap dancing for so long around that point. But yeah, the summer was great, and then the summer was not great.
So what happened?
So, we had a mutual friend that we were both close with, a guy. And at around the same time that I left the church, this mutual friend left the church too. And I didn't have Brock to talk with about a lot of what that meant and entailed. And I think Brock always felt that as a threat.
Yeah, I mean, even during 2020, we had conversations about opening the marriage. And it was like, okay, like, look, like, I understand that you want to explore these things, right? Let's talk about it. I'd be open to it. I would be interested in it. But this guy, it can't be this guy. And so the one guy that couldn't be is the only guy that could be. I had a red line for our marriage, and she knew the red line because I told her, like, look, like, if we decide to open this together, right? You cannot be with him. Like, that will screw me up. Like, that will fuck me up. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna react to that. And I made it incredibly clear, right? So this guy comes into town, and I didn't bug them. Like, you guys went to a museum for a long time one day. The next day,
I had work to do.
but but the point is, like, you didn't invite me. That's kind of important, right? And Kristi, like,
Can I
Yeah.
stop you for a second? Kristi, I want you to try to listen differently, not for the facts, for how things really unfolded, but for Brock's story, like how he experienced it. It's more interesting than the actual sequence of events. It's like how each person really felt it from within.
okay. So anyway, the sequence of events after that is blurry. But 2 days later, he slept with Kristi. And like, I just remember weirdly like 3 feelings, like it's a very strange mix. Like, I remember being so angry at her. I remember still like loving her, which I was confused by. And then the next day, like, I just felt free. It was like I no longer had to like care for her. I no longer had to care what her opinions were. And that's when I was like, okay, then we just opened the marriage. Like, I was not gonna have no for an answer at this point. It was like, you know, no, we're doing this now, right? That was like a really bad time because I was a horrible husband, but I also felt incredibly powerful. Like, I felt like I am finally in control. And so I went on some dates. I was intimate with someone. It's an interesting feeling after 15 years of being with one person to go out with other people and realize, oh, like, hey, like, I am really kind of a likable guy, you know? And so she got really uncomfortable. So we shut the marriage, and then I felt controlled again. And the anger just like, it was just so bad. And I was like, I want a divorce, like, can't do this. And she apologized. She said, let's give it 30 days. And I said, fine. And then we gave it 30 days. And then we slowly started to rebuild.
Can I check in with you? On your end, Kristi, what happened when the two of you were trying to talk about it?
It was just brutal. It's brutal. I felt like I was trying to like hold a world from blowing apart single-handedly because he was on like a destruction course. I felt awful because of what he did. That was just the worst time of my life.
It sounds very difficult.
Yeah.
Can you assess where you are now in terms of like where this sits between the two of you, and how much do you feel understood and understand each other?
I don't know how much you realize, like, how much I think about it. Like, it's not something that I just has gone away.
Mm-hmm. Where is it for you?
I do think about it frequently in a different way than Brock. Like, I think about it as something that I'm really proud of us for enduring and for making our way through together. Mm-hmm. And sometimes even just like hearing you talk, it sounds crazy, but I almost want to thank you. I'm like, I freed you. I freed you from an old way of loving that actually wasn't real love. Like, I freed you from a love that was just commitment and duty, and you do it just because you do, and you show up, and that's love. I know that it was the worst thing that I could have done. And you're right, I knew that that was your red line. I knew that all along. And I still did it. And I am proud of myself. I don't know how else to say it.
Do you have a reaction?
Yeah, this is the narrative that is impossible for me to accept. Like, this idea that I'm supposed to thank you for dancing with the devil and being so brave and doing this horrible thing to me.
It's not like I set out with that intention.
I know, but it's you make yourself out in this narrative to be the hero. You're totally forgetting that I was ready to explore an open relationship. Like, this did not have to happen for us to break. That is hard for me, right? Because when you say that, I feel like I kind of got sacrificed. Like,
You also know that it wasn't just about you.
I know it wasn't
But
just about me.
you always forget it.
But before you go back to yourself, Kristi, can you go in Brock's direction temporarily?
Yeah, no, I see that.
But what's preventing you from expressing it fully?
Just some resentment. I feel like Brock is asking me to grant him understanding that he doesn't extend my way.
I'm probably like 80-20. 80-20 that my family is awesome. I love my family. It's everything that I want. And then there's a 20% that is this funk. There's some stuff that we need to work on, right? I, for whatever reason, tend to focus on the 20%. So what I definitely need help with is getting out of that 20% space. So
Let's get into it immediately.
yes. So here's the situation. Sean has cheated on me multiple times throughout our marriage. And this just hit a head last year. So this has been going on since 2016.
That you did not know.
I'm oblivious. So I am beyond enraged. And I guess I try to then tap into my 80%, but I'm off track. Big time.
What would be on track?
I guess to be a loving, supportive wife. Can you put a voodoo spell on me to extract it from my brain,
Like,
or
let's
a
pretend it
mantra?
never happened,
Or I don't know.
Interesting. So the problem is that you're not managing to erase this piece of information.
Is it?
I mean, you and I have complete and totally difference of opinions about my activities in the first place. Because for me, Eric and we're sexual people. And we've been open and experimenting sexually.
Meaning you have an open marriage?
We don't have an open marriage. We've had plenty of conversations that would lead me to believe that, what I did it was kind of no harm, no foul. I was in Colombia. I was telling her how much I missed her and how much I desired her physically. Her response was, I thought you would have taken care of that already. Because we're in a country where you could go right down the street and find somebody for $40 to...
But he took it as that versus masturbation. You hired a woman to be in the home
Like,
for a
Erica,
certain
we're not talking
situation.
about that. We're just
but-
not, because it's like you're trying to portray this in some situation where it's
So
setting
you're
out
not,
to...
you don't want Erica to talk about something?
If she wants to talk about her feelings, by all means. But we're like, what are we talking about, particulars?
No.
Why not? What's the problem with letting it unfold here so I can understand what the two of you are struggling with?
Every time we get into an argument, the catalyst is her wanting to talk about it some more. And after 2.5 months of her making accusations of me cheating and cheating and cheating and cheating and cheating, and me responding, I'm not cheating on you, I'm not having an affair on you, there is nobody else.
He made me feel like I was crazy.
So then she said,
Am I feeling?
I feel like you're gaslighting me. And then she asked me the appropriate question, have you ever stepped out on me? And I said, yes. But there's nobody that I've been involved with in New York City or anything like that. It was literally in other countries or other states.
Sorry, I'm not understanding.
For my activities, I was in different states or different countries. I was being selfish, I was doing me, and did what I did.
And then, like, that's it. Like, that's all I get. And it's done.
There's not more to it.
Well, I guess I have to ask how the two of you think of monogamy, loyalty. What is your actual belief?
Mine is very simple. I do not care what Erica does when I'm not around. What I don't know will not piss me off.
So your mentality is...
I've been cheated on.
Is that even cheating? You're saying you want an open marriage as long as it's don't ask, don't tell?
I've been cheated on, but what I'm saying is that you can't be everything for everybody.
Okay, but I'm asking you more specifically, what are your views on monogamy, open marriage?
What I'm saying is I live for my happiness.
That's still very abstract.
Okay,
So it's really hard to get what you're actually thinking. Maybe you're not clear.
My views are that people who are in my life are in my life because they make me happy.
I'm sorry,
as far as-
Sean, let's...
I'm so confused.
Just question.
I think
Do you
monogamy
know
is a
that you're
farce.
being... You think what?
I think monogamy is a farce. I think it's something that too many people try
so
to
say that.
use as a control mechanism over their partner. I think if you love your partner, you want them to be happy. And I want you to be
I'll answer.
happy.
I'll answer the monogamy
Yeah,
question.
what are
So,
your...
I grew up in the Midwest. Monogamy's always been what should be applied. But I've always historically been turned on by so many different people. Why would I want to pigeonhole myself with one person when I can have the plethora? Now, I did meet Sean, and I met a man that I said, you know what? He's intimate and sexy. He's very open and willing to do experimental stuff, and it's about the box. I want all this to myself. So monogamy to me is, yes, I want Sean. Now, we have had threesomes before with different women, but those encounters have been discussed and agreed upon.
So what would you be comfortable with?
As far as like him stepping out on his own, I wouldn't.
Okay.
It just makes me very furious.
You were that angry and that controlling before. So what different? Like,
But Erica is saying she did not sign up for non-monogamy. She's angry, upset, betrayed by what you've done. What's your reaction? It seems like your reaction is,
my reaction isn't my reaction is
Well, that's what you're conveying. You sound utterly dismissive. Utterly.
I'm saying that these behaviors that she's assigning blame existed long before she had any knowledge of my activities.
Josh felt disappointed that I wasn't like thinking of him first. Has really
Or maybe not even, it's not even first. I expected us to be like Aryn first and then me and then like acrobatics and her business partner. But I got the sense that I was constantly competing and sometimes below those things, oftentimes below. And I was like, fuck, like that's brutal. That felt brutal.
Yeah, recently I've tried to be so much better at prioritizing Josh and time and making sure that he feels loved in a way that he feels loved.
And like, here's the interesting thing. Now, I'd want to be less of an epic partner. And there are moments where that now imbalance, Aryn's like, oh, where's that epic partner that was so enthusiastic? And I'm kind of just like, yep, this is how it feel like for me. It sucks.
You want to retaliate because of this resentment.
I wouldn't describe it as retaliation because it doesn't feel like...
More like a lack of empathy?
It's like a lack of empathy. I'm just like, yep. It's unpleasant, I know.
But you have an impish look like you're taking some pleasure in that.
No, I don't think that there's pleasure taken from it. I can make it more delicate. And I don't do that intentionally.
So that Aryn hurts the way you hurt.
That's what it feels like. And that's what he said. He's like, yeah, welcome to how I felt for so long. And then I'm like,
Yeah, but
you suffered?
There's
You
more to
suffered?
that.
You
There's more to that. Come on, there's more to that,
Okay.
for sure. I suffered, and also you repaid me in a very negative way.
How so?
What does that mean?
With everything we talked about last night.
What are we
So, like, however you want to articulate that,
What are we talking about?
go for it.
Like, okay, so we've had like very few boundaries with who else we connect with. And there was one person which we had agreed upon that I shouldn't connect with. But then through courses that were totally against my own morals, me and the other person connected.
What does that mean, connected?
Like, we crossed boundaries that shouldn't have been crossed.
What's another term for that?
Wait, what's happening with this inquisition?
Yeah.
No, I think it's like important. Like, Aryn cheated on me,
Okay.
right? And like, that's what happened, right? And so when I say like, now Aryn is being more attentive than usual, it was because of this incident that almost destroyed our relationship.
I was like, I fucked up, and I wanted to make sure that this, well, first of all, that it didn't continue, and also I wanted to make sure that Josh knew that he was important to me and the most important person in my life. So
Then also,
I was like,
I also just want to say that like it also speaks a lot to who Aryn is to be able to hold that in this space. So I just want to like praise her also for your bravery and being able to like talk about this. And I forgive you for it, and I love you. And it's super brave to be able to share about it in this setting.
yeah, thank you.
I know one of the things we wanted to talk about, was intimacy. Our sex life is not what it was when we started.
How so?
Well, in the beginning, you want Cliff Notes? So we was banging like rabbits. We moved in together. Things were still okay, but then there was a major shift somewhere, somehow, that the sex pretty much just stopped. Like, it went from like a couple of times a week to maybe once a week to maybe once a month, and then there was just like dry spells.
And who felt what about that?
Well, I felt like I had all the problems with it. I don't even think you realized.
You felt like troubled by it.
I was just like, yo, why, like, what's wrong with me? Like, I was still like physically fit. I don't have any issues that I think that I'm ugly. So I was just like, why am I not getting none? Because then also, like, in our relationship, I fully, like, became a versatile type of person. I'm like, I'm banging you, you banging me, we banging. So I was flip-flopping knee pads, whatever you wanted, I was willing to do.
And how did the two of you talk about it at the time?
We didn't.
We did not.
You did not. It was quiet.
So we've never spoken about the intimacy. I've never been like, hey, we're not having sex. My way of talking about it was like, come home. Like, I'm here in bed and you're not here in bed. And I was just feeling like
Lost.
I was in a dark space. And I went to the store and I bumped into a guy that we both know. And he thought the best way to comfort me was sexually. And I was so angry and I was so numb. And I just let things happen. And I cheated on Alexes. I don't know how to tell somebody who when they're yelling at you, they're yelling, I've been raped, you was never raped in your life. And I'm like, I need sex. I want to have sex with you. How do I demand sex from the person who's telling me that?
Yeah.
Like, I can't. And then thinking, okay, fine, I don't have it over here, let me just supplement it over here. And it made sense to me. It totally made sense to me. I was like, well, I don't need to pressure him, and he's not gonna be upset if I'm like talking to other people. I was the one who was
made
doing
a deal internally.
Yeah.
Of how to go through this.
Then it just couldn't stop. And like, he found out, and then we yelled and we cried, and then I still couldn't stop because there was like stretches of like 5-6 months that we would not even touch each other. That was outside of cuddling. And then like just recently, we had sex and it triggered him. And that was like my biggest fear. That I was gonna do something that he was gonna see his uncle in me. It's just like that connection that I know is there. It's not that it's not there. I'm wildly attracted to him. And I know that he loves what he sees.
How are you doing?
Okay. I feel bad.
Bad how?
Because it's true. You know, the infidelity is almost a non-issue because it was an issue, obviously, but you know, I want him to be fulfilled. It's not his fault, you know? But it's not my fault either.
Right.
I don't know, it just like sucks sometimes because there's so many ingredients in the pot that has created this like sour soup.
Okay, so shall we say we're putting this on our agenda?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.